what do you think about the idea that USC is seen as a source of strength, a source of hope for many people in this state?
Well, hopefully we will be. Hopefully we will give our fans something to get excited about, and we'll try our best. But that is, football is big in our state, and if we can get them excited about something, we'll try our best to do that.
Coach, how do you rate your depth behind your front 22?
Our depth is decent. Most places, offensive line's not real deep. Basically a freshman second bunch in there, and maybe a walk-on center is our second guy, Travis Ford. So, we need to stay healthy up front, need to stay healthy, some of the defensive linemen, and so forth. But we got some depth here and there, and wide receiver, got some depth there, running back probably. So, but there's a few spots we certainly do not need to have injuries.
Steve, over here. We're kind of in uncharted territory here in terms of the preseason rankings and the expectations and all that. Can you talk just a little bit more about any concerns you might have that these guys are, reading too many headlines or think they've arrived, that kind of thing?
We haven't noticed anything yet because we don't even talk about them. I can assure you the coaches are still yelling and screaming as if we were picked number 50 in the country or whatever. And that's our job, push these guys as hard as we can, not let them get too comfortable about anything. So we're trying to do that. We haven't noticed that our players are acting like they're hot stuff. And certainly the coaches, it's up to us to make sure they don't think they are. So we're doing the best we can, but we need to go play the games. I know every time a team is picked fairly high, they say it doesn't affect us, and it does affect some teams. But we're just trying to push on, and we're really not talking about preseason hype. Just trying to play our best to win a ball game this week and improve before the next one. That's what we're trying to do.
Steve, the Clowney hype was pretty unprecedented. Did he meet your expectations on the field in the preseason, exceed your expectations? So what would you say about that? I
think he's done about what we all expected. I think what surprised us, he's a little bit of a power rusher also. He can knock those guys backwards when he needs to. So he's not just a fast guy coming around the edge. But Jadeveon has had an excellent attitude, and Coach Long is working him in with all those other guys. So he's done well. And like I said, he'll be in early and often, and we'll let him earn his way as he goes through the season. I was telling Rick Henry that was really a neat thing for our school that we were able to get the #1 recruit in the nation, and we appreciate Jadeveon coming here. A kid that could have gone anywhere in the nation, picked a school really with not great football tradition, but he believes that we can win big, and signing players like him gives us hope, gives Glenn hope, doesn't it? Hope that something good can happen for us. And so he was a huge sign for us that the #1 guy thinks South Carolina can win big.
Steve, you lost a pretty integral part of the offense last year with Patrick DeMarco. How confident are you in the abilities of Dalton Wilson and Justice Cunningham to replace what DeMarco could do?
Yeah, Dalton's a good, solid fullback. Yeah, he's a player that certainly deserves a scholarship, and he's still a walk-on. I wish we had one available for him right now, but we don't. But that's sort of the nature sometimes of sports. Some walk-ons are probably a little bit more deserving than the ones that are on there, and certainly Dalton is a little bit more deserving than some we have. But he's a starting fullback and can play a little bit of tight end in there. He's a good player, so he will take that spot. Justice Cunningham at tight end's doing well, and Buster Anderson is sort of, I think, our other scheduled tight end right now. He's sort of come out ahead of those other freshman tight ends. So Buster should play a little bit in there.
Coach, we heard a lot about the dedication that the team showed over the summer and voluntary workouts. And I spoke with Marcus Lattimore the other day, and he talked about the hunger of this team, that he did see that the team looked very hungry for a championship. Obviously you've been around a while. what's the feeling of the team? Is this team really focused on winning big?
Well, we hope so, but we got to go play. You know, everybody talks like that this year. You ever heard a team say, "Ben, we had a sorry summer. Guys didn't show up"? I think I said that a few times. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I have said that in my early years here because it was the truth. Guys who wouldn't show up, and of course it's all voluntary, you know, in the summer. Yeah, they all showed up now. I think we don't have any problem, guys. And so anyway, but most all teams are like that. Most all teams show up, and we got to do it on the field. You know, it's just all talk. You know, we're still talking season, I guess. We play the first game. Yeah, we're ready to play. We're ready to play. We've done about all we can to be ready. We got 3 or 4 more practice days, but we're ready to go play. And I really believe our quarterback play, I believe it's going to be better this year because I think these guys have really trained and got their minds sharp, Stephen and Connor. They're both ready to play. A lot better, I think, than maybe in the past. So hopefully that'll all prove true as we go through the season.
Steve, the decision to alternate snaps or give snaps to both Connor and Stephen, is that solely based on their on-the-field performance, or is some of it based on some of the bad decisions Stephen has
No,
made?
it was based completely on the performance of Stephen, maybe the last couple of games. His performance was not good enough, in my opinion, for us to say he's our quarterback next year. In my opinion, we needed to say, hey, we're going to have some competition there. And that's what we're going to have. And we're having it. And we're still having it. And whoever we think's played the best in the preseason, me and Coach Mangus, but I'll make the final call, obviously. We'll go out there first. But they both will play. They both have earned the right to play this game. And it's based on performance, not on Stephen's transgressions. We have forgiven him of his transgressions. And he's a new person. He really is. He's doing things differently. That's all history. And we're starting afresh. And it's all based on performance from here on out. And I think he'll stay away from those transgressions he's had in the past. We believe he's a different person now.
Coach, with Coach Butler here, do you feel like the special teams will start improving this year? And how important is that?
Yeah, again, I'm impressed with what all's happened in practice. But again, we got to go do it in the game. I know we always say we're going to be better, and we seem to do the same thing. But I notice some guys who were starters on special team last year are not starters anymore. So anyway, we got hopefully our best athletes out there, and Coach Butler is very impressive, enthusiastic. He has a plan, and we do it over and over and over again. And you guys that watch practice first couple of weeks, you'll know we've spent as much time probably as about anybody on special teams. So hopefully it'll pay off for us.
Steve, you said later this week on the quarterbacks. Just quickly, does that mean after practice Wednesday? Does that mean game time decision? What's your timeline on it?
Oh, we said later in the week now. If I said early in the week, it changed to later in the week. So it'll be later in the week sometime. You know, I think we planned to announce it early in the week. Now we plan to announce it later in the week. It's not a big deal. They both won't play. Whoever goes in there first may announce it Friday sometime when we get on the bus or something.